Is it actually possible to have done a controlled demolition of a building like Building 7 and it to be occupied and no one to have seen anything?
In a screenplay, in a movie, something with Bruce Willis in it, maybe. In reality, no.
You've got everything wrong.
When you're dealing with charges this size, the amount of air that is displaced will break windows easily.
Mark Loiseau was brought in by the Office of Emergency Management 3 days after 9/11 to advise on the removal of debris.
There were a lot of broken windows there, mainly from impact of debris, but I didn't see windows broken on the backs of buildings, only where debris falling from the towers struck it. But come around the backside, no. Windows weren't broken there. They were shielded from debris falling. If explosives of the magnitude necessary to cut the columns in a big building were detonated, the windows all the way around would have been shattered. No way around it.
There it goes. There it goes. Yeah! Woo-hoo! Oh, God. Look at that dust cloud, man. Wow. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah! Woo-hoo! Oh, God. Look at that dust cloud, man. Wow.
Experts who examine the site say there is no evidence to support claims of a controlled demolition of Building 7. Explosives consultant Brent Blanchard and his team spent weeks photographing the wreckage at Ground Zero.
My team would have found something. Of the thousands of photographs we have, you would have seen a piece of a blasting cap, a piece of det cord. Not one. In 5 years, not one piece of real evidence to substantiate these claims.
In a structure that is taken down with explosives, you would find these tubes. You would very likely find the upper portion of this cap where the delay element is.
Buried in this pile of debris should be hard evidence pointing to implosion. Evidence that should have been found in the rubble of the World Trade Center. The search begins.
Here's a piece right here, you know, that blew away. Here's a whole rat's nest that's still tied into the building. You can't remove all of this stuff.
Richard Gage disagrees with Blanchard's conclusion.
It's a different kind of detonation. They would not leave detonator cords and devices as they do in traditional, more economical detonations. This is a very different kind of operation.
I have interviewed a demolition expert, and he said this is what they do. They set explosives. They can use radio control to initiate the firing of the explosive. They have to be done in a sequence in order to get the building to come down rapidly and straight down. A controlled demolition. About a year and a half ago, I interviewed Brent Blanchard with Sophia, by the way. It was a three-way conversation. So she was on the line. And I asked him several things. First of all, I asked him, is it possible to have radio-controlled detonations in a controlled demolition? And he said, sure, that's done routinely these days.
But to Blanchard, the best argument may be these seismographs for New York City on 9/11.
Taken the morning of September 11th. This is a waveform showing ground vibration as it was recorded at the Ground Zero site on September 11th. This particular piece is the North Tower collapsing. Mm-hmm. And what you're looking at is actual ground vibration of the collapse transferring through the beams into the ground and being recorded. It is actually showing you that gradation.
And if this had been a controlled demolition, how would it be different?
If there had been any catalyst, you'd see another spike out here. There'd be a spike right in here, and that spike would be the actual catalyst defeating the beams. Some type of explosion, right.
But for the Twin Towers in building number 7, he says, seismographs show nothing of the kind.
The 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center did not even register because it was not coupled to the ground.